Yeah, Joel, I just wondered if you could put like what's the mood in there like today? Has everyone got the bounce back attitude? Just what does it feel like?
Yeah, I think there's it's the coaches are game planning still this morning, so we just kind of worked out rehab if you need it, pools, things of that nature. But I think everybody's in the right mindset. I think if you weren't still disappointed in the performance yesterday, the way it ended, then I think there'd be an issue with that. But I think guys are ready to move on and take the next step and try and go 1-0 this week.
I mean, I know it's not your side of the ball, but the issues on defense. I mean, do the leaders on the team feel like it needs to, I don't know, you need to like pull everyone together or anything before this game?
And we talked about we're not pointing fingers at anybody. I mean, everybody had a chance, to make a play to help win the game yesterday, and we all didn't do enough. I think the guys on defense are talking about it and discussing what they want to do to, limit those plays. But I think everybody's still, worrying about themselves and trying to be the best version of themselves. And then, we can come together as a team and hopefully put together a full team effort.
Thank you, Marlo. Matt Fontana, you're next.
Joel, was that the most frustrating loss of your career?
I mean, it's up there. We've had some frustrating ones. It was one of the rarest ways to lose. So it's definitely up there.
And then you just mentioned it, but not pointing fingers. Is there any part of that can be extra frustrating? Like to know on offense, you guys did everything. Nick had 3 rushing touchdowns. You guys, were more efficient. Do you almost have to guard against that of not kind of getting separated offense versus defense?
I don't think so, because I think most guys know it's a long season. Like there's going to be a game this year that we got to win, 14-13 or something low scoring like that. Like there's times when the offense picks up, the defense picks up, the special teams picks up each other. That's why it's the greatest team sport in the world. Like you can have the best game in your career, and it might not matter if the other side of the ball is not doing their part that week, but no one's pointing fingers at that. We understand it's a team game, and we just want to put the best version of the Browns out there that we can.
Thank you, Matt. We'll go to Daryl Ryder.
Yeah, Joel, to the offensive side, do you guys come away at least feeling good about what you were able to do yesterday as far as the run and the pass game? It kind of felt like you guys played a pretty complete game on your side of the ball.
Yeah, it was, I think, a better overall performance, with the run game and the pass game. We kind of had to wear them down a little bit to get that run game going to where we wanted it to go in the second half. But it worked out. But, we look at the tape too, and you always want to learn from something. And we had a couple 3-and-outs there that if we could have converted those, then, we could have, maybe held the ball a little longer, gave us our chance, a better chance there. But there's always stuff to clean up. But I thought that was, a good recipe. We were efficient. We ran the ball successfully, and I thought Jacoby was really, really sharp, yesterday.
And I want to ask you, because you're on the field, you're blocking for these guys. A lot of fans will say, well, Kareem Hunt needs to stay in bounds there before that 2-minute warning instead of allowing himself to get shoved out. Or Nick, even though he was wide open and his momentum, I think, kind of carried him into the end zone. The first down marker, I believe, was at the 2. Like he has to go down at that first down marker so you guys can just kneel on it like you did last year against the Texans. Just how hard is that, though? I mean, it's one thing to say it and say that that's something that should happen, but you're on the field, you see this stuff full speed every day. How hard is it to control your body in those moments?
Yeah, it's tough. I mean, I've never really ran the ball in those situations. So it's tough. Obviously you want to try and stay in bounds and when you're running the clock out 4-minute drives. I think the touchdown one's a tough ask. We're trying to get a first down at the 2. You're getting tackled, you make a move to try and get a touchdown. You go up by 2 scores. Like obviously if we've found a way to take a knee there, we or get down, we can win the game just by kneeling it out. But it wasn't like a breakaway 100-yard run where it's like, oh, he could easily, take a knee and win the game. So I think those are tough plays. I'm sure we're going to go over it and learn from it. So, next time we're in that situation, we will try and, stay in bounds a little bit better. But those are tough plays, bang plays where you're not going to fault anybody for those situations.
Thanks, Daryl. Jeff Shadell, you have your next question.
Hey, Joe, I know it's the same for the Steelers, but with really only one day of practice, how difficult is it to get ready for a Thursday night game?
Yeah, it's tough. I mean, it's tough on the body. maybe for some of the younger guys, it's tough without getting reps in practice of the scheme you're going to go against. But mentally, you have, you go through the week of the Wednesday, Thursday, Friday at least, and you try and get that down. You try and get a walkthrough day of the game. So you try and get as many reps. They might not be full speed, but you try and get as many mental reps as you do in a normal week. But it's really at this point in the season, especially just trying to get your body back to be able to play, for 4 days or however long it is after the game.
Thank you, Jeff. Let's go to Scott Petrick.
Hey, Joel, following up on what Daryl asked you, did Jacoby tell you guys in the huddle that you didn't want to score a touchdown and just wanted to get a first down?
I don't remember hearing anything like that, but he might have told the skill guys. I'm not sure about that.
Okay. And then looking ahead to Pittsburgh a little bit, have you gotten to watch anything yet?
Yeah, I've watched a little bit of tape on them. I haven't, dug super deep. I watched our game last night and I've seen some highlights and stuff. I've watched a couple drives from this season, but from what I could tell from the couple drives I've put together, their defense is still playing at a really high level. And TJ Watt's obviously a big piece, but they still have some really, really good players on their defense, and it'll be a big challenge for us.
Thank you, Scott. Tony Grossi, go ahead.
Okay, Joe, not to belabor it, but again, on the touchdown, both Hunt's last run was kind of a sweep to the sideline with the whole rest of the field in the middle of the field open. Was that obviously it was the play call because somebody pulled on that play. And then the very next play, Chubb kind of broke it to the left sideline. Was that on his own, or was that another play designed to go around to the left side?
The first play was a counter. It was a counter play to the outside. So, they're stacking the box. They're running a jam front with the interior line covered. So it's kind of hard to run inside. I mean, we got the yardage that we wanted on both those plays. I think they're fine play calls. The second play was it has tons of options where it can go. It can go front side, back side, outside, inside. So there's a lot of options. Nick found the opening. And that's why that one kind of bounced outside.
And Stefanski said after the game that he needs to communicate better to not score there. So, and you were asked about this. You didn't hear it in the huddle. Anyone say, "No, don't score, guys"?
Yeah, I did not. But I mean, it could have been, relayed to the skill position guys. I don't think linemen are that important in that matter.
Thanks, Tony. John Sable, you're up.
Hey, Joel, I know you've probably, heard Myles Garrett's comments regarding the fans booing. First, what did you think of the fans booing, and what did you think of Myles kind of calling out the fans a little bit there?
Yeah, they're obviously disappointed. I've been here 9 years now. I've been booed at least once every year, if not more times, as a team. They put their hard-earned money and support in the team, and they were frustrated and they were disappointed, just like we were frustrated and disappointed. It's tough, you love the fans, you love the support they give and stuff like that. It's a frustrating aspect of it, and hopefully we don't give them a reason to boo in the future.
Did it bother you?
I've been around. I mean, the game bothered me more than the fans.
Thanks, John. Jake Trotter, go ahead.
Yeah, Joel, how critical is it to bounce back on the short week Thursday, especially considering the opponent, rivalry game, divisional game, and then in addition, coming off the way that Sunday's game ended too, to keep this from, preventing it from spiraling on you?
Yeah, it's a huge game for us. Really, it's the next game, but it's a huge game. Steelers are always a big game, and for us, we want to get that bad taste out of our mouths. We didn't finish the way we wanted to this week. So it's big in that aspect. I think making it more than one game though is a little bit, premature. Like, we want to win because it's our next game, next opponent. We want to get a bad taste. We never want to lose 2 in a row, regardless. So it's big in those aspects.
Thank you, Jake. Last question for Joel will be from Cam Justice.
Hey, Joel, you mentioned this is up there in some of the losses, but you've been through a lot and you've been on this team for a long time. And I'm just curious if you find yourself maybe sharing some of the experiences you've had with some of the younger guys who haven't been through something that tough, or if they have maybe come to you and asked you, how do we bounce back from this? You've gone through this kind of thing.
Yeah, there hasn't been any like direct questioning on it. I just try and tell people it's a long season. Like it's disappointing. You're allowed to be frustrated. You're allowed to want to be angry about the situation and try and learn from it. But it's a long season. We have, a 17 game season, and in one game can matter in the end. But right now we can't let one turn to two. And that's pretty much the message. And I think that was the message from Coach Stefanski as well. And I think the guys are locked in this week, and obviously, are competitive dudes and want to improve and try and get a win.